So in the last class, we have seen about what is an array, what is an array data structure, and I have explained you how you can find it out the size of the array, length of the array, and how you can find it out the index element, right? What is an index of particular element? What do you
Yes.
mean by this upper bound, lower bound, and how do you find it out the length of the array, means the number of
Yes.
elements in that. And as I said you that there three dimensions are there, means there are three type of an array: single dimension, two dimension, and multi-dimension. So in that single dimension we have a one subscript in the sense one square bracket that will be manage all the indexes. Okay. Two
Okay.
dimension we have a two subscript that is for index row and column, means that is for row and column. And multi-dimension we have a multiple indexes,
Yes.
and that you can't imagine it, like that is not possible to see visually because more than three dimension we can't see it. So we can only use this. And yesterday in the class I've shown you how the three dimension they look. They are actually the two dimension only, but there will be a multiple array. Like in three dimension, one will be the your number of a cell. Like suppose here, as you already know, I think
Yes.
in multi-dimension we have a three index, right? So the first one will tell you which actually the block you are talking about. Okay, then this is row and column, but first one is like RGB. Okay, suppose you have a red, green, and blue color, three dimension is there, right? So there is a
Okay.
two dimension array will be there for RGB one. Okay, like how it
Okay.
is. Let me show you first. Let me rub this and add it to you. So here, like in this two dimension, three dimension, let me show you. Sorry. So the three dimension array, there will be three cell that I have said you. It will be something like this. Your front part, that is your length, the breadth, and the height one. So it can be there are three parts are there. If you talk about this one, right? So there will be three kind of cell will be there. Okay.
Okay.
First index will keep the record of which block I'm talking about out of these three.
Okay.
Let me take it the better one. Yeah, this one. First index will tell you which block of the array you are talking about. Like this first block, second, third block.
Okay.
Second and third row will manage the rows and column. Okay.
Okay.
So there are three. Suppose if we are talking about a three dimension array, then the first index will be tell you that this block you are managing, or the second one. So here the index will be also like that: 0, 1, 2 means zeroth block, first block, second block. Then inside this
Okay.
zero block, what is your row number, index number, like that. We need to manage it. Okay.
Okay.
So like that, it's usually the arrays, and the operation that we usually perform on the arrays, you're traversing, searching, insertion, deletion, sorting, merging. So this
Yes.
traversing, searching, insertion, deletion, sorting, merging, this all operation we do it with respect to the access of the data structure.
Okay.
Okay. How you access the element, how you can search the element, how you can delete an element, sort an element, merge the element. So here when you write it about this array, however array you are writing it, or what operation you perform, this operation will going to help you in solving the data structure problem. Means how
Okay.
you can access an element. Okay. This thing, if you try to do it with the array, it will take a lot of times, right? Means as compared to the collection one. In collection there are predefined functions are available. that will make your task more easier. But in the linear data structure, this operation is something complex, because when you delete one cell, you need to take other cell forward, right? Are you getting what I'm saying? Like
Can you
suppose,
show an
yes. So suppose you have this array, okay? Inside
yes.
this array, you have a cell. Okay. Now suppose the index of the every cell start from 0, right? So this is 0,
Yes.
this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay. Now if I say you delete the cell number 4. Okay.
Yes.
Now suppose, okay, let's take an example that you have a sorted array. Sorted array in the sense you have a value here in the sorted form. Okay. So
Yes.
1, 2,
Ascending of order.
yes. In ascending order, you have a element arranged in this array.
Yes.
And 8 is your last index. So it means that how many element do you have?
9.
Correct. How did you find it out? Last index, that is your upper bound
8.
plus 1.
Yes.
Okay. The formula with respect the data
So
structure,
it is upper bound minus lower bound plus 1.
yes. So it will be upper bound minus
And lower
lower
bound
bound plus 1.
plus 1.
So 8 minus 0
Plus 1.
plus 1 will give you 9.
9.
This is what the length of an array, the number of
Yes.
element in a array.
Yes. Or we can find out using array totaling.
And suppose if I say you find it out the last index, then how do you going to do that? You usually say like that, size minus 1. So what is the
Yes.
size?
9
Correct. 9 minus
minus
1 will be 8.
8.
So that will be your last index. Lower bound is here, lower bound is 0,
Yes.
right? Starting index is 0. Now if I say you, okay, Bhavesh should delete the cell number 3. Okay. Now if I
Okay.
say you, Bhavesh should delete the cell number 3. Now you have deleted it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, now once you delete it, now you need to take this element ahead, right? In order to,
Yes.
if I say you again sort the value, then you need to take this element again.
Yeah.
So how you build up the
So
logic?
we deleted cell number 3 or value at cell number 3.
We have deleted the cell 3, means value you can delete it, or you delete the, or you remove the cell itself, or you can say
Okay.
it, okay, remove the value. Okay,
Okay.
let's take an another approach. I say you, okay, you remove the element from the cell number 3. Okay, now if, and I say you again sort it. Now you know
Yes.
that this is a empty, which is of
Yes.
no use. How you are going to
Yes.
do that then? You need to
So
take
5
every
will
element.
come.
This
Yes.
element should
Every
come
element.
here.
Yes.
Yes, this element will come here. So how
Yes.
you're going to do that? This thing is somewhat complex to do in an array. When
Yes.
you have to do it, writing a logic will take a time to move every element of the cell one cell ahead. Like it means you need to take it like the element present at cell 4, you need to take it into the I minus 1. Like suppose I value is 4, so it will be moved to the I is
First
equal
we
to
have
I.
to search for the empty that
But
the
right now
index.
I have to, I have already uh, like said you right that we have deleted the element of 3,
Yes.
right?
So we
So
have to use for loop.
yes, so you can set that this index is empty, 3 index, and you can set the value. So this is something called the deletion and you have to do some more operation.
Yes.
Only the deletion is not here. After that you need to rearrange the data, right? So in the collection it is easy, like in collection you can remove an element and you just type dot sort, so it will sort it your whole collection.
Yes.
That is in the non-linear data structure and all. And here in array is also we can do it, but it takes some time. You need to apply logic how you can remove the element, how you can assign this space to this next element. Or if I say you, instead of um, suppose here, if I say you add two more element, that is one is your 4 and 0, then how you need to do it? You need to check every element, and whichever element is, you will check, okay, 0
More
less
than
than 9.
greater than. Yes.
Yeah, so suppose 0 is less than every number, so it should come here. So you need to
Yes.
create a new cell there, right?
Yes.
And for 4 you need to compare with the element. Now you check 3 is less than 4 and 4 is less than 5. It means that it will come
It will
here.
come in between them.
Yes, correct. So this kind of way you need to apply the logic in the code. Okay, this is called as you need to append the cell in case of insertion. In case of deletion you need to add it to here, right? So this
Yes.
kind of operation we need to perform in array.
Okay.
Okay, so similarly here, traversing means just to traverse the list so that
But
you
array
can.
is of fixed size. So how can we add element if it is a
uh,
fixed size?
yeah, in that case you can't add it if it is of fixed size. But suppose if you have taken dynamic array. And one more thing, people usually say it that if you have declare of fixed size and if you try to add a more element, it will give an error, but it based on your compiler. Sometimes compiler support it, and you can add an element more than that also till certain range. You
Okay.
can try it also in your code. You do one thing, you declare an array today, and give a size 10 and feed an element 11 and see whether it is able to do it or not.
So I tried it. It will not do it.
But I think I have checked it, it was working. Means I tried to enter the data more than the fixed size and it was taking one or two element. After that it was giving an error.
You can try it. It will take 100 minutes.
Yeah, but I need to check the logic for that, how to edit in that. Okay,
Okay.
just let me check it. I tried in a C language also. There also I think it was working, but let me check it.
So you will also teach how to declare dynamic array.
Dynamic array,
Declare how to declare.
yeah, means is the array part is not done in that
Array part
place.
is done, but dynamic array I have not.
But here in this Java we don't have to declare such way. In C, like we need to use malloc calloc, but in Java we don't need to write it. When you use an empty subscript, that will be able to hold as much as element you want to save it. There is nothing like means you need to add it specifically or what. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Just 1 minute.
Yes.
Let me close this project. Okay, let me check it. I have another program.
So in C++, we used to declare dynamic array using pointers like
Yes.
int, pointer,
Mm,
array,
mm,
new int, like that.
yes.
So I
That's
was
only I
asking
said
that.
calloc malloc, the function that I'm saying, that is used
Yes.
for dynamic allocation. That calloc function, the syntax was int asterisk, then size of, you know, to pass it, what is the size of a data type.
So in Java, compiler can understand if it is normal array and dynamic array.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So it is saying index outer bound.
Yes, but I'm just checking because as per I have done before, it was able to hold it. I have tested before. That's why I'm checking. Just 1 minute. Yeah, this error usually comes when array is not able to hold more than that element.
Yes.
But, let me try it. Let's try it.
Now it will tell.
Hmm. Okay, I will check this question. I have done somewhere. I'm not getting right now. Okay, here.
But you can't fail more than what the container size is. So if the container can only hold 10 elements, you can't fit the 11th.
Yeah, container can hold 10 element, but
So array is also container only.
yes, but your compiler sometime it's allow you to enter more value, uh, one or two. I think I have tested it, but that's
So
why I.
maybe your array size was not defined, so that's why it allowed you to enter. Because if you allocate the size of the array, then I
Okay, one
don't think so
minute.
that compiler will allow you to do.
I think I have tried it in a array list. Since array list in Java back built the limit of the size. Oh, let me check it. 1 minute. I can show you. I have tried it, but let me check it once.
So you live in Madhya Pradesh.
Uh, no, in Chhattisgarh.
The weather I was saying is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Bhopal.
Yes, yes, it was. I don't know the location. It's take there itself by default. Can I save element in array greater than size Java?
So it is accessing the element.
Okay, I think I have tried with the array list, but let me check it whether it is possible in C language or not.
Or you can ask Devanshu sir
What I should ask?
about that question, this
Yes.
question only.
No, I know it that we can't say it. We can give it array index out of bound error, but I think in somewhere in programming language I've used it. That I'm checking whether it is in Python or in C language. Here you can see it. Here it is written. The starting 8 element will be stored and the remaining 2 element will be just ignored. It will show an error. The case that you will be come across depend on the compiler you are using. Some work on the first case, some as a second case. I use a
Mm.
code block and it work as a first case. In the competitive programming, I solved this question.
So, but it just ignored it. It doesn't save it.
Yeah, it ignore it, but it won't give you an error. If you try to save more element, if you try to save that element, like suppose 8 you have declared it,
Yes,
and you don't want your program to give an error, you can save it. Sometime what happen? Suppose you have declared an array
yes,
and you are accessing an element from that, but you
yes,
don't want, suppose if person, okay, let me take an example. Suppose uh, you are a cashier of the bank and you accept in a day only amount in 40,000. So 40,000 value will be what, how much they usually comes, it will be 1 minute, let me explain. So it will come like this: 4 0 0 0 and 0, right? Now
yes,
suppose this is the limit of a 1 day. If any other
yes,
person try to enter 4 lakh, okay, so your system will not be given error. It will ignore it. It will print a message that the daily limit is this one, but it won't give an error or the system won't interrupt. That is the reason that it ignore the cases, but it accept it, so that system won't interrupt the flow, means the system won't interrupt in between, right? So as
yes.
I said, you depends on the compiler. Like it sometime
Mm.
the compiler will allow it, it won't take it, but they will give you a message that the daily limit is this one. Sometime mobile number, when you fill
Yes,
online form, you enter more than 10 digit or less than 10 digit, it give an error that
yes.
not an error, you can say it message that
No, while some should be 10 digits.
yeah, it should be 10 digit. So they are actually the compiler or the programming that you're using behind it, allow only that much digit. But sometime I have tried also when I was log in it in some mail ID, I enter 9 and 11 digit, it
Yes.
accepted, because there the data structure that you are using, it will hold a value. However, it will not count this value, but it will accept it.
Okay.
So that is the logic here. Um, Means when you work on the deep level, when you try to understand data structure in the deep, then you can visualize this. uh, I have done work
Okay.
on this part, that's why I remember that it depends on compiler. However, I will check once again in Java, like if we can do it, then I will show it. Otherwise, it might be an array list, I will check it with that. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, so here we have seen how to access it. So as I said you, the insertion. So insertion how is done based on the element. Now here, whatever the logic I have explained you, same thing is written here. You can see here. Here these are the steps. These are called as a pseudocode or algorithm that we write in a English words. This is actually the pseudocode kind of thing. This is not actually the coding in programming language. Here it is saying you need to run the for loop from I value till n minus 1. N minus 1 is what? Last index minus 1. Okay.
Okay.
Once, so when you traverse it, you will move the element present at index I to I plus 1 when you want to increase it. Suppose you insert an element here between 4 and 5. So this 5 element will move to 6, 6 element will move to 7, right? As you
Okay.
can see, when you inserted 30 at 5, 15 will move here and another element will move here.
Yes.
So, right? So here, this is the logic they are saying. You need to run the you need to run the for loop from I is equal to 0 till n minus 1, and this I plus 1 equal to ai, means you need to swap the element. And this, once you find it out, the position of an item that you want to insert it, okay, this process will go on till n plus 1, and once you are done, you will exit it. So based on whatever we write it in a code, we write in an algorithm. Same thing in a Java. Okay.
Okay.
So here, same logic, we will going to write in a Java, that how we can insert the element that pass, that will start from a 0 till my last index, and I will swap the element. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, deletion also like that. In case of deletion, you need to move element plus 1. Means you can
Yes.
say I minus 1, you need to take it. 3,
Yes.
you need to take it to the 2, right?
Yes.
So here minus 1 will come. And searching. So searching, how you are going to do that? You will first make a target element. Okay. You will make target is equal to, you either accept the input from the user, like target is equal to scanner, and user will enter it. Whatever value user will enter, you will compare with each index of an array. Okay. For
Okay.
example, I is equal to 15. Is 15 is equal to a0? How you will write the logic? Suppose 15 you have entered, you will
Yes.
check this with this. Suppose for I is equal to 0, I is less than equal to 5, and
Yes.
I plus plus. And inside this, you need to check it. Is my AI is equal to 15? Suppose A is an array. Okay. So AI is equal to 15. If this AI, okay, you know that 0, whatever value with 0, it will, with the help of equal to operator, it will check it. If not,
Yes.
it will increment it, and this will
Yes.
keep on changing. Once
Yes.
the condition is matched, you can
Yes.
either, you can either break it, or you can either immediately print the value of this I, means which I index you are getting this 15. So such way
Okay.
you need to apply the logic.
Yes.
Is it easy, right? Do you feel difficulty in getting this?
No.
Okay. Why I'm telling you this thing? Because this thing are very important from solving the competitive code to
Yes.
analyze how this.
So we have to use if else in that for loop. So if a I is equal to 15, then it will break, or
Yeah, you can
if
use.
it is not, then it will continue.
Yeah, so it depends on you how you can process it,
Yes.
how you can apply the logic. It's completely on you. You can use if else, you can use switch condition also, or like you can use if
Yes.
else if, whatever like that. So this is the linear search. So there are different way of searching an element. Linear search means you search element by element. Okay, each element you search it, right? You search index one element, whether it is matching with the target element or not. Then you will search for next element, third element, fourth element. That is called a linear search. Linearly you are searching. Second is a binary search.
Okay.
Binary search is uh, where you apply the logic. I will explain you this binary search in the next class, because this having a formula that you need to have. Did you see about the Shomson series book?
So I have no. I know that binary search formula.
Okay.
So it is lower plus higher divided by two.
Yes,
So
that
it
will
will
give you.
the
Yes.
middle one. So
Yeah,
it will
middle value.
compare. So it will compare the element, and if that element is still like element is lower than the number, then it will do that left part, and if the element is higher than the middle one, it will do the right part.
Correct.
So it will do that middle plus higher divide by two,
Yes, correct.
and then it will compare that middle element of middle plus higher to that
Okay.
we are searching for.
Yes, correct. So here this lower plus higher will give you the middle element,
Yes.
index of this, and this you will add it middle element. Once you find the middle element, you will check whether your target element is lower than this. If it is lower than this, then you will we need to use one more function where you will add a big um, starting plus and divide by 2, something we do it means
Yes.
to get the element, and we need to
Yes.
check it unless we find out the element. So what is the
Yes.
complexity of this binary search? Complexity,
So
you
it.
know,
I forgot.
log base log to n.
Mm,
Yeah, for binary search it will be that only, log n, because you are dividing this in the middle and you need to search for each element. You can check it also if you don't, if you have a doubt here, you can check it also. Binary search log n, right? Do you have an idea about the complexity?
no.
Okay,
So I have
complexity.
done this part also, but I forgot.
Okay, complexity in the sense like how much computing resources your program needs, means how much time you need to access the
Okay.
element, to search an element.
Yes.
So we measure it with the
Okay.
help of that. So there is a subject algorithm design in computer science, that is another core
Yes.
subject, that will tell you like how easily you can find it out. So there are three cases: best case, worst case, average case. Best case means you get
Yes.
an element at the starting point itself, means suppose you
Yes.
want to search for and you get it in the first index, so that is the best case.
Yes.
Worst case means you are getting element at the end, you need to check it for every possible way or approach or every element of the list. An average case means you get it in somewhere middle. So there is
Yes.
complexity means either you computing, there is two type of time complexity with respect to time. So
Okay.
log n means with respect to time, means how much time you need it. If I give you
Okay.
an n size of index, n size
Yes.
of an array.
So there is time complexity in that Python also. There is
Yes,
a screenshot also in that
correct,
Python group
correct.
if you
So
open.
yes, so time complexity tells you.
So this is average. It will take middle,
Yes.
middle,
Yeah, so
less
it
than middle.
depends on very like how the element would.
Wait, yes.
Yeah, but mostly we take it as a log n, because if we have a long size of an array, then it will be log to n, because here their n will be the size of an array, and time complexity tell you how much time you take, or how much time needed to find element in an array. And and space complexity is also there. So how much time needed to find element in array, and there is a space complexity that tells how much space required to save element in an array. Okay,
Okay.
so this is with respect to memory, and the first one is with respect to computing, your processing.
Okay.
So this thing you remember always. This is a okay, let me add it here itself. This is very important point, and this is the base of our computer science subject: time complexity and space complexity.
Okay.
Yeah, this was I was saying. Okay, let me explain here itself. Beginning and end means your beginning
Yes.
index and index. Middle, once you get it, you will get mid value, right? Now,
Yes.
suppose you are targeting for 67 or 57, suppose. Here
Yes.
actually 57 should be there. Yes, 67 they have mentioned. So 57 is present
Yes.
on your right hand side. So it will be
Yes.
location minus 1. So it will do uh, mid is equal to your beginning will be your okay, 1 minute. Beginning 3 and 4. Okay, why beginning end will be the 4 itself. Yeah, beginning 3. How 3? 1 minute. Just 1 minute. 67, 57 is greater than element 47. Okay, that is correct. 3 plus 4 means 3 index plus 4. Correct. Okay, okay. Yes. Okay, yeah. Your and one is this one. Beginning will be 0 and 4. Okay. Now
Yes.
actually 57 is your target element. So once you get
67.
the middle element is what here? 39.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, here 2 is there, right? So index 2 is 39.
39.
Target is 57. They measure 67 by I think by mistake it is written 67.
No, they do not find the element only.
Why we get the output 67 not found? Okay, but why they have mentioned 67 greater
So
than
does not match this.
okay, yes,
So they
yes.
have that array with the elements up to 57 and they are searching for 67. In the
Yes,
end,
yes.
it says the 67 is not found.
Consider the following elements sorted. Yes, correct. I took it. I thought that it is 57 should be there. Then that's
Mm.
why they have taken 3 plus 4. Yes.
So they have taken first 0 and 4 and middle is 2
Yes.
and they have
2.
compared to 67. So
So,
67 is greater than 39. So and
yes.
they have taken then 3 and 4 and taken their average.
Yes.
And then average is 3 and they have compared 47 to 67. 67 is still greater. And they
Yes.
have taken 4 and 4. The middle is 4
Yes,
and
correct.
67 is still greater than. So then they have taken 5, but 5 does not exist only.
Yes. They are actually checking whether the beginning element is less than equal to the end element. Since the
Yes,
condition, so the beginning element
false. Yes, the
is
condition is
false.
false.
Yes. So here actually in this way they will find it out. So here in whatever operation we apply division and multiplication, there is a chances of complexity will having a log, because the multiplication and division is considered as a more computation expensive in term of computer science, and your
Okay.
this power also.
Okay. But I have only one doubt.
Okay.
Why did not they took 2 and 4 in the second case? They took 3 and 4. I am confused in that part only. So in the screen picture you showed earlier, they
Yeah,
used the
because
middle.
they have not taken this 2 and 4, because the element that you want to search is greater there, and the middle element is 2 itself, right? The middle element is 2, so we take beyond the middle element. That's why they have not considered this.
Okay.
So this is the difference between these two searching. Binary
Yes.
search is somewhat is faster than linear search, and
Yes. If the
but
element is the last one. So that.
yes, and one more
Yes.
thing, if the size of an element is more, suppose if you have a
Yes.
5 element, then for 5 element this binary search is not useful. Linear search is sufficient for
Yes.
less number of element. Why we go for a complex approach? But
Yes.
so that is one more case we need to take it into consideration while working. But if you have a large number of element, then linear search is not useful, because searching for 100 element and comparing every element will take a lot of time. So there you
Yes.
will go for binary search, and that is faster.
Yes.
So this is the difference between those two. The most important is faster, and which one is slower, and rest are like one more thing. One more important thing is linear search can be a sorted and unsorted, but for
Okay.
binary search, where you will apply, where the
Sorted.
data is sorted. Yes, this one more point is the sorted
Okay.
one. Here we have a sorted data, I think. Yeah, here we
Yes.
have a sorted data, and that's why it is easy to apply, because
Yes.
based on that itself you will able to find out middle element, as well as take a decision that if this middle element less, then you will consider this side, otherwise
Yes.
this side.
Yes.
So this was the logic for the sorting. And sorting you have already done, right? You said binary sort,
Yes.
sorry, bubble sort. You
Bubble
have
sort.
used it. So there are many sorting technique are there. Merge sort, quick sort, and so as so there is we can't stick to the one sorting technique. There are a lot of sorting techniques are there, and
Okay.
how you can merge the array. That this is one more thing is here, how we usually merge the array. Suppose this two array I have given you, then
Yes.
what you will do, you will check the next element, means first element of the second array.
So
Then
I think I have done this one also. So they
okay,
compare that first element of
yes,
both arrays and see which one is smaller.
merging in the
So
sense you just need to add append this at the end of this. You don't need to sort it.
okay. So we
But
directly append it and then sort it.
yes, you can append it and then sort it. And if you want to just append it, then just write it. You just add the
But I
element.
think we did something like this in C++ where you compare both elements and you
Yes,
add it like that. So they
yes,
compare that first elements of both arrays and they add the first which is smaller one they add it first. They do it like this.
yes, correct.
So your method is easy.
Yeah, correct. So this is where you can merge it also.
Yes.
So means normally the data structure is useful where you want to work with a multiple data at a time. You are not
Yes.
strict to the single data or two data. Okay, and this two dimension array also you I have explained you what is the way subscript, you know, right? Subscript is the
Yes.
square bracket we usually say it. Yeah, as I was saying you, row measure method, column measure method, yesterday I've explained you. So in that row measure method, first row element are stored in the sequential. So how we save it? In row measure method means you will save the first row, then
Mm.
in the sequence
Second.
second row you will save. Like suppose this is the first, then you will save this one, then this one. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
In a
So
zigzag
we
method.
save in row wise and then in the second case column wise.
Yeah, and in column wise you will save this column in a sequence, then this column will
Second
come.
column, then
Yeah,
third column.
and then the third column. And the advantage, you know it, right? When you want to work with the multiple data, then it is helpful. Disadvantage is only the memory management, because it is a fixed size, so some
Yes.
it create a problem to add more element. And memory, it will give an error, uh, array index out of bound. And
Yes.
and it is of fixed size, so it won't allow you the flexibility to add increase and decrease. Means suppose you have a 10 size and you want to save 5 element, then there will be a wastage of 5 element, right?
Yes.
So that flexibility you won't get it. Now this part, this is complete computer science and data structure part. Do you know
Yes.
about it? Stack, queue.
Yes. Yes.
So in the course itself you are done, or in engineering stream?
In my stream, not in.
Okay. So that's only I said you, right? Have you studied data structure? So you said no, I haven't done.
So I have done. I told you that once you tell me the topics, what
Okay.
consist of data structure. So then I told you that we have done this one part, this part,
Okay.
sorting array.
Okay. Okay. Because these all are the data structure: stack, queue, linked list,
Yes.
doubly linked list, and all. These are the data structure. And in the stack, right, means it's a linear data structure. And insertion of element call as a push, deletion is called as a pop.
Okay.
Do you know about it?
Yes, but it's in like
Okay.
I don't
It is
remember it, but I
okay.
have done it push and pop. I think.
Okay. It is something like a pile of a plate. Have you seen the CD stand where you keep the CDs?
No.
It is something like a horizontal scale where keep on keeping the cell.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you once. This is something like a CD stand. Stand or something pile, I think.
The file will be pile of series only.
Yes, yes. Yeah, in this way.
Okay. Yes, I've seen this.
Like this one, right? So
First
here,
one. First
yes, so
one is
stack, what does stack says? Stack says whichever element you inserted at a last
yes.
will be
It will
taken
come out
out first.
first.
Yes. So here also same thing. LIFO, last
Yes.
in, first out.
First out.
So
First in,
in
last
this,
out.
who is in advantage here? Here, this stack you will use in such case where you insert an element at a last, but you want to
Yes.
access it at the first.
First.
And you can say it in this way also. There is a LIFO and FILO, first in, last out. Both the representation works here. And in Java also, recursion we use, right? So the
Yes.
recursion, when we run the recursion program, there is a stack area of your memory. Okay, stack part of your memory is there. There, when you run the recursion program, so they occupy the stack area of memory. So whichever element you inserted at last will be deleted first,
Okay.
will be taken out first. Okay, in order to remove the element. So this is called a stack. You can see it in this figure. You are inserting an element, and whichever element is inserted last will be taken out first. And in this condition only we say underflow and overflow. If suppose you have a size 5 and you want to insert more CD, will it hold? No, right?
No.
That is called overflow. And suppose you don't have any CD, so which
Underflow.
yeah, that is called underflow, correct. So stack is a data structure that you can represent it in the form of array, and in Java we don't support pointer, so that is a dynamic one. Pointer is used for dynamic representation, as you know it, like malloc, calloc we see in Java, sorry, in C language. You might have seen that. So
No.
this stack, sorry, you haven't done this.
Malloc, calloc, I have not done.
Malloc calloc means with the use of pointer only we use function
Okay.
malloc calloc
Yes.
function to assign a memory. Let me show you. You can see this type star ptr pointer malloc size of type. This malloc is used to allocate memory on the heap, and this
Okay.
is for your dynamic memory allocation. Okay,
Okay.
means with the help of a pointer, you use this realoc function to release the memory, and they save like this inside the memory.
Okay.
Okay, so malloc calloc are the nothing but the dynamic memory allocation, just like this cell. This is all the example of a stack. You can push the element of this stack at the end of this. Suppose if you want to push any element, then it will be add at the end itself, right? Because it is last in first out. So suppose
Yes.
if you want to insert an element, then it will add in the sequence itself.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the stack data type, sorry, stack data structure. And there is a operation that you perform is push. And when you want to pop it, so which element will pop in
The
this?
last one.
Correct. So whichever is the last one, that only you can pop it. You can't
Yes.
pop it in the between. The element that is at the pop, that means at the end, then only will be pop.
Okay.
So there are a few options that you can do it in the stack. You can use isEmpty function to check whether the stack is empty, whether the data
Okay.
is present in that. Pop will remove the element. Pick is one function that will return the element which is present at the top. You does not
Okay.
want to remove it, but you want to check it which element is present at the top. So that is called
Okay.
as your pop function. Okay,
Pop or peak.
uh, sorry, peek function.
Okay.
Pop is to remove an element. Peek
Yes.
is used to check the element that are present at the top.
Yes.
It will just print it, or it will show you, okay, this is the element that are at the top. And is empty function will test you whether the stack is empty, or whether the size is what actually the size of an item, or what is the size of the stack.
Okay.
So these are some operation we do it. So these are uh, this operation internally also run by your compiler or your Java programs in order to manage the memory. You only think it. Suppose if the when you run the recursion program, this
Yes.
stack area of memory they get filled. Now how they will release the memory? This all operation is performed by your compiler, your software. Eclipse,
Yes.
when you shut the Eclipse, immediately whatever the memory that are present on the stack area or your
Yes.
heap area, they also get released. So in
Yes.
order to release that, Eclipse run this function internally.
Okay.
Otherwise, your memory could not be released ever, and you will not be able to run a program. So these all are done by your IDE and your software, and thus they make your task easier to run another program.
Okay.
So the top is the one variable that represent what? your top element of the stack. Okay, top
Hmm.
you can use it, or starting element, a top. Usually we use the term top to represent the starting element. Sorry, top element.
Okay.
And as you insert the element, this element will keep on adding, right? Push operation. So push A, push B, push C, so like this.
Okay.
And I here I am added also here overflow state. If the state is full and does not contain enough space to accept the given item, it will give you the overflow situation, means
Yes.
overflow condition. So push operation, how you can do it? You are going to check is the top item is equal to n. N is what? N is the size of an element, or you can say the number of element. So
Okay.
size with an stack is an, suppose you have a 5 element, okay, and you check it is your top value, that is your last element, or you can say it the last index of the stack is equal to n, means is the top element is present on the last index. Then if you want to add more element, it will give an overflow. Do you understand what I
Hmm.
said? Here what we are
Okay.
doing, if your top element is at the last index, that n is what? N element, so n is what?
Yes.
At the top, right? Means the
Yes.
last element. So you check
Yes.
if you are in the last of the stack and you want to enter more value, then it will be overflow condition, and you
Yes.
will be immediately exist, means you will not be able to add a more element. If you are
Yes.
not at the top, then you are free to add an element, and your top, that is one pointer, which will increase one by one as you increment the element.
Okay.
Okay, so this is actually the algorithm we write write a code in Java, Python, different language. An algorithm is the high level language or pseudocode kind of representation of your logic that you write in an English term. You might, if you have done algorithm subject in your engineering, then you will see in that book the code is written in this language, not in Java libraries or Python library. These are actually the pseudo code. Based on this logic, you will write a code in Java, Python, or other programming language.
Okay.
And this pop, like in pop, you don't need to call any element. You just need to call a pop, so it will element the top. It will delete the top element. Once you call pop, it will remove C, then it will remove B, then it will remove A, and it will make the your stack empty.
Okay.
Okay, you go through this once, you will be easily understand. Okay, it's
Yes.
not difficult. When you go through it and do some Google and all, you will easily understand what is a different data structure. These all are,
Okay.
this will help you in doing the competitive code, not only the whatever is present in our syllabus, but if you are working when you try for intern, and this all thing, if you go, if you go through this slide now, I assure you that you will be able to answer all the data structure question. This slide is really nice. One of my professor, he has written that, so he added most of the concept. So
Okay.
that's why I said you like, just go through this content, so it is easy to understand everything. Proper definition he has mentioned, and with that algorithm, short algorithm, even if you write this algorithm in the handwritten, normally there are two ways of asking a question. Once they will say you to write a code on the system, another in pen paper they will say you to explain the logic. So when you explain the logic, you can use this pseudocode. If you explain this pseudocode nicely,
Yes.
you don't need to write the whole code, because we have only 5 to 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, you need to explain the logic. So this pseudocode only we usually write it. And
Okay.
there is one more round for system programming, means where we need to write on the system. That is another round. But before that, they take means when you go for a final round or before technical manager round, they usually look for this logic.
Okay.
Pick is, as I said, you returning the top element from the stack.
Yes.
Application of the stack. Um, do you know Tower of Hanoi problem?
Yes.
So there we use stack because that was also the pile, right? Means you need
Yes.
to arrange smaller to bigger. And have you studied Automata, TOC,
No.
compiler design? Okay, this subject also we use this stack, compiler subject and TOC subject.
Okay.
So just and arithmetic operation that we do in our system, that also is done with the help of a stack. Means they are also use a stack in order to perform operation when you are using long expression, because you
Okay.
need some memory to save this operand operator first.
Okay.
Operand, you know?
Operand is that operation we are doing. Operand. Okay.
No, no,
Variable
operand.
consists
Yeah,
constants and variable.
yes. Operand means where in which you are operating. Like suppose I said you a plus b. So
Yes.
a and b is your operand, and operator is
Yes.
plus.
Yes.
So stack is used to save the operand, and another stack is used to save a operator, and they both work together to perform arithmetic operation.
Okay.
If you have a long arithmetic operation, then we use this.
Okay.
How usually they save it? Like suppose, let me explain you. This is your stack. Sorry, I'm very bad in drawing.
Hmm.
This is suppose your stack, and you have an element. This is your plus. This is your 5, and this is
Okay.
your 2. So what
Okay.
do you mean by stack? Stack, what they will do it, they will do the pop. So once it do pop, it will find
Pop plus and
10,
5 and then
then
10.
5, yeah, 2. So now whichever the operator is present consecutive to any two number, it will do the addition operation. And once it do addition 7, it will push this 7 back to the stack.
Okay.
So
So
now,
these all will remove and then only 7 will come
yes,
like
so
this.
now here only 7 will come. Correct. Good. So like this 7 will become here.
Okay.
So in that way your stack is managed, and they are also used for this infix expression, postfix and prefix. This means
Okay.
infix expression means the operator is between two variable.
Yes.
Postfix means they will present at the end, and
Yes.
prefix means at the start. So it
Okay.
means
So
both.
we did prefix one.
Yes. So we did for the prefix one. Means actually your representation was this one, normal one. But when you
Yes.
save in the stack, it becomes this one. And it
Okay.
depends on your retrieval. Suppose here, in place of this plus AB, if you have like this, means plus is present at the end, and
Yes.
then on the
So that
top
will be
side.
postfix.
Yeah, correct. So it is based on your accessing the element, but in all you will get the same output.
Okay.
After 2 5, if you have a consecutive plus, means after 2 5 plus is present at just beside your 5, then it will be, you need to add, it will not be considered as a 25, it will consider as a 2 5 only, because it's a separate element. So it will do the addition of this and give you 7 and save it back to the stack.
Okay.
So this, there is one more data structure, this is queue. This queue will start in the next class. This queue is it one example I can give you the queue. Have you ever went to the station for booking the ticket?
No.
Okay. A queue is like a FIFO, first in, first out. In a
Okay.
line, who is standing on the
So
first?
you can directly set. if you have been in a queue.
Yes. So
Yes.
that is the queue kind of data structure. So normally, like if you are standing on the line,
Yes.
then if you are in the first, you will come out first also.
Yes.
So that is one more data structure. It is similar to that of stack, but we don't perform push and pop peek here. We use another term that is called rear and front, that we will see in the next class. And in the next class, I will start the lambda also, and this data structure we will go
Okay.
parallelly. Means after every class, I will explain you in 10 to 15 minute every kind of data structure. So till within a 3 4 class, once we complete this all module, this one, sorry, 1 minute, your this module, this lambda only we are left, exception
Yes.
handling and this j shell,
Yes.
then we are good to go on this. See, binary search is there, array is there, right? So data structure that I've explained you based on this itself.
Okay.
There are few more thing is there, like divide and conquer, dynamic programming. That is the advanced part of algorithm, but while explaining the code, I will explain you. So within this 3 class, I will complete this, and parallelly we will do one point module of the data structure. So it will be easy for you to understand as well as to grasp the knowledge and about it. So I will share this slide with you today itself. Don't worry, I will share it. Have a look on
Yes.
this, on
So
this
we
link.
will do any programs based on the things we are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, in the lead code we will do it, right?
Okay.
That's only I said you in the lead code. Array, binary search, these all are based on this. Whatever
Yes.
the topic that I will explain you, that is a basic one. Few of the topic I won't be added in my slide, but while solving it, I will explain it.
Okay. So you can see the time complexity.
Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Yeah, yes.
So what is that? Okay.
Which one?
Nothing. I got it.
Okay. So we'll go through it on the next class. We'll start about the lambda and some point module. With that parallelly, we will do this data structure.
Okay.